George here, and then we'll come back with Art in Pennsylvania after the break. George?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Adams.
Mr. Adams.
Yes, Mr. Adams. Rick Adams, correct?
You got it.
Well, now, Mr. Adams, a good old Vladimir, obviously a Khazar of racial extraction, he probably part of or belongs to. Have you ever heard of Khazar Empire?
I have.
Oh, you have. Have you ever heard about them actually adopting the Babylonian Talmud in the 8th century A.D.?
I have.
Oh, you have. And so when Vladimir asked you as to the racial ethnicity or the race of these particular Jews, why did you have to say that they were Canaanites? No. 98% of the modern Jews, the so-called Jews that claim themselves to be Jews, God's chosen children, it's got nothing to do with the seeds of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's what I said.
Their forefathers, their predecessors have never set foot in that holy land.
Right.
Okay?
You're right on the money there.
Oh, really now? And so then why did you not point this out, to good old Vladimir?
Well, if he had just listened for a little bit more, I was leading to that. And I think I did actually say it, George, when I said that the seed line of Cain here is the seed line of the serpent, whose father is Satan himself. So what I'm talking about is what the scriptures and Jesus said, you're not of my people, and your father is not my father. I think that's pretty well spelled out.
What ensued in the region there that is called Greater Russia, Sviatoslav, a young idealist and, of course, devout Christian, new Christian, of Ukraine, of Kiev, have decided to do away with this Khazar Empire because he did not agree with their ways.
George, I'm going to have to just take a break now, and I don't have much time. I'm sorry, but we just ran out of time tonight. Okay, we're back now, and I'm Rick Adams having a great little interlude here with the previous caller, who I believe his real name is Aryan, or at least his, shall we say, most recently used name is Aryan from California. But that's okay. I don't care what the name is. It's the argument that counts. I do have a number of calls, and I will get to them. But first, let me just quote for his benefit and the benefit of the listeners. Let me quote from the horse's mouth what one Baruch Levy wrote in his letter to Karl Marx in La Revue de Paris, page 574, on June 1st of 1928. Now, this isn't Rick Adams saying this. This isn't somebody else making a statement. This is a quote directly from this man whose name is Baruch Levy. I'm sure you'll agree he's not Indian, and he's not Chinese or Brazilian, or he's not a Caucasian Israelite, a European, British, or Frenchman. He is a Jew, by his own words. He says, quote, to Karl Marx now, the Jewish people as a whole will become its own Messiah. It will attain world dominion by the dissolution of other races, by the abolition of frontiers, the annihilation of monarchy, and by the establishment of a world republic in which Jews will everywhere exercise the privilege of citizenship. He continues, in this new world order, the children of Israel, as he puts it, will furnish all the leaders without encountering opposition. The governments of the different peoples forming the world republic will fall without difficulty into the hands of the Jews. It will then be possible for the Jewish rulers to abolish private property, which they're doing now, and everywhere to make use of the resources of the state. Thus will the promise of the Talmud be fulfilled, in which it is said that when the Messianic time is come, the Jews will have all of the property of the whole world in their hands. Now, that's not me saying it. That's Mr. Baruch Levy saying it to Karl Marx, his fellow Keenite, who, as you know, was the father of international communism. Now, that's my response, or should I say their response in their words to Vladimir/Orion. Let me take some calls here now from our listeners. 800-313-9443. Dave in Canada is up first. Hello, Dave.
Hey, sir. How are you?
Fine.
That's my name, Dave. David Raymond Amos. It's my real name. Why would the other fellow use a false name, but you knew the correct one? And I enjoyed your conversation with him, but you corrected his name from Vladimir to something else?
Well, I think he had called Mike Piper's show previous to mine tonight. I was alerted to that, and he apparently uses various names, but it's basically the same voice. And you know what they say about giving a man enough rope?
Yeah. He smelled like a lawyer to me, and I love arguing lawyers. And the way he was asking you the questions.
Yes.
And then I found it an interesting conversation. I enjoyed it, to say the least.
Well, thank you.
You were very fair to him, and he was fair likewise. It was a good conversation, and I commend you for it. Did I hear you say you're from Rhode Island, sir?
Yes, right next door to your favorite state of Massachusetts and the diocese, right?
So you know who I am?
Yes, you called me last week.
So you checked my work?
Some of it, but I haven't had a chance to really delve into much, to be honest with you.
You know about me suing Cardinal Law?
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Well, what you were speaking about tonight about Zionism, I took an interest in because I don't pretend to know something I don't, and it's not a loaded question. I'll enlighten you as to why I'm asking. I think I may have mentioned it last week. The blog in Canada called Baconfat 53.
Yeah.
Did you check it out?
No, I didn't.
I
haven't had time.
Well, today he was saying he's basically on a plane heading for Tel Aviv.
Okay.
And he's a very proud Zionist.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no bones about it. But as I was listening to your conversation tonight, you were saying that Christians are Zionists as well? Is that what you...
Well, they call themselves Zionists. These are the so-called Schofieldite Christians that believe in that theology. Yeah, they are Christian people who believe that Zionism is part of the plan of God as it is defined by the Jews, the Zionist Jews, yes.
Yeah, I'm not a religious man, and I didn't, this guy attacked me, so I was just coming from left field trying to figure out what his game was.
Yeah.
And it is a game because he popped on the scene attacking me very, very viciously. As soon as it was discovered I was involved in the Bernie Madoff matter.
Oh, yes.
Now, as you know, Bernie Madoff is Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
And
I hear.
What you were saying about the bankers controlling the money is true, but they also control the legal profession, and that's a very important part.
I know. I didn't get around to getting into all of the other professions, John.
Yeah, but I could enlighten you about something if you're interested. I hear the music going.
Sure, please do send it to me. I haven't heard from you, but please...
Do you know who Robert Glauber is?
All right, we got to take a break, but hang on for a moment, okay?